Hi, this is Crystal from Pilipala Transformation Healing. I'm really excited to present you my new planner, which is available on Amazon at the moment. It's called my 3-month life planner. This is a planner I've been designing for quite a while now, and a design I've actually used manually on my bullet journal planners for about couple of years now, but it's evolved quite a bit, and I just decided to publish it, to make it available for everyone. It's been a great help to me in getting things organized, and I'm hoping that it will help you get your life organized, and in the same way that it has helped me. So I'm just gonna do a little flip through and show you what's in it. I know I did a small video earlier on, but I just thought I'll go through it with you and give you some ideas on how you can use this planner. So that's my blah blah explaining how to use the journal. It starts with this year's goal, so anything you want to achieve for the year, you would put, it can be a little bit like a brainstorm if you wanted to, or if you've got something more definite, a more definite plan, then obviously, you'd put it there. The future logs, I'm actually gonna start filling in, because I'm starting this journal as well for January. So you would get one grid for each month, and you would obviously put your dates in the grid, and on the side the dates and the events that you've got planned. So it can be birthdays, it can be appointments, any events that you have planned that in advance in the next 3 months. So that's a great tool here. So I'll put January here, February, March. Let's not be lazy and just write the full months. Here we go. There we are. So that's a nice way to keep track of all the dates. I don't know about you, but I'm a bit hopeless with remembering dates of birthdays and things like that. If it's not written down, it's gone. So for me, it is quite useful. Now on this one, you've got this quarter's goals, and that's what you would choose to do for obviously this 3 months covered by this planner. In this page here, you've got the first page for the month, and basically it is quite versatile, because obviously you would put the month that you're starting here. So I'll get my my Posca paint pens, because they're my favorite, and you can basically just decorate it any way you like. I'll put some stickers, I'll do some doodling, things like that if I want to. You can cut pictures from magazines if you want to decorate it. It's like a presentation page basically. Then you've got a monthly overview here, so your whole month in a double spread page. Obviously it's not dated. I wanted that flexibility for you, so you can start it anytime. So you would need to put, to write down the days, the dates on there, each box for each day, and you can put whatever you've got planned, and throughout the month add to it. I find it quite useful to see a monthly overview. It's easier for me to see what I'm expecting during the month, what needs to be done, what I need to organize as well. And you've got a couple of sections here for goals and tasks that you want to do during that month. Now that's a practice I'm doing on a regular basis now, the checking in. At the beginning of each month, I write down how I feel emotionally, where I'm at, physically and spiritually as well. I find it quite useful to keep track of it, and it's actually quite nice when you go back to it and you read back. You can see the evolution, and you can pinpoint what's happened and how it affected you, and I find that quite useful as a mindfulness tool. On this one, we've got a movement log. I track my movement, basically, or exercising or walks and things like that. So you get one line for each day. You would put, Monday first on the side, and you just write down your method of exercise during that day. And rest days are a lot, thank goodness. Now we're going on the habit trackers and the gratitude log. Now the gratitude log works exactly the same as the movement log, so that's pretty straightforward, one line per day. For the habit trackers, I've put 6. Well, I could have put more, but it's hard enough to do 6, I find. So especially when you're trying to establish new habits, I find starting small is less discouraging, basically, and it's not as much of a pressure. So obviously you would write down, I'm going to do mine actually, meditation too. So I'm aiming at meditating once in the morning and once in the evening, so that's my go-to. I want daily smoothies as well that I make myself for both. You get the gist. Now, one thing that you usually do on a habit tracker with a blank grid is that you would write down the numbers for the dates. I don't do that because I'm a little bit lazy and I don't want to write 30 or 31 every single time. So what I would do is, let's say the first, I think, if I remember well, is the Sunday. So the Sunday would be my last day here, and I would put a point here to say that's going to be the first day. And I would put a point then on the last day of the month. I'm not sure when the 31st of January is, so I'm not going to put it just yet, but just to give you an example. And basically I would put that for every single one. I find it saves me time. And basically every day that I'm achieving the goal, I'm doing the habit, I'm actually writing the number. So let's say, Sunday, the 1st of January, I'm doing my 2 meditations, then I would just write down 1, and then I know that for the empty ones I haven't done it, basically. So I find it a little bit less time consuming. I get quite frustrated with a repetitive task like that, so I just find it quite an easier way to do it. So the gratitude log, as I said, works exactly the same as the movement log. So again, I try to aim at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. This is something I'm doing at the end of the day, every day. And it's really nice to finish your day with gratitude rather than just feeling exhausted and complaining. Right, so this double spread here is this month's goal, 4 goals for the month. So it can be anything. Mine at the moment are health maintenance. So anything I can do to maintain my health, and so things like exercise, obviously, meditation, reading, relaxing, 8 hours sleep, things like that. So I would put health maintenance and just list what I'm gonna do, what I'm aiming to do during that month to maintain my health. I've got spirituality as well. I've got different things, and on the goals progress here I would repeat my titles, and every time that I'm achieving a full goal, then I would write the date and just write it down. So let's say, for instance, for health maintenance, I want to do 1 trip to the beach to get fresh air. Then the day that I do it, well, obviously I would tick it on that side, and the day I would do it, I would put the date and trip at the beach. So just to give you an example. But yes, four goals I think is enough. Now, next page is going to be for any notes, any brain dump, any things that you need to think of during this month that you want to focus on, any ideas that you have, anything really that helps you. On this month's faves, that's something that I keep every month. And I've got my 4 sections. So I've got TV series and films. I've got books and audios. I've got other as well, anything else. I'm trying to think the third one now, it's gone. So that's gonna be, yes, that's songs, basically, that, you know, struck me or things like that. And I just list, and I find it really nice to just go back to it at the end of the month and see. I know for TV series, I like to keep track of what I'm watching, because I tend to watch very different things. So it's quite nice to go back to it there. Right, so this month's review at the end of the month, really easy. I just go through all my weeklies and dailies and see what I've achieved and review for next month. I find that quite helpful in the way that sometimes we set ourselves some goals and some tasks that we don't really need to do, and reviewing at the end of the month and thinking, oh, I haven't done this, the question I ask myself is, do I really need to do this? And then I know what I can focus on for the next month. Now the next section is a favorite of mine. It is quite recent addition to my own planner, and I've been using for about maybe 4 months, 5 months, something like that. And it's really helped me focus on my intention for the month. So this is a month vision board that I'm doing. It doesn't take as much time as a real vision board that you do every year or every 6 months, thank goodness, or unless you want to, obviously. I've got the first section, which is words, so words that will inspire me for this month, things I want to feel, things I want to focus on, experiences I want to have. I respond well to pictures, obviously, but I find that words sometimes give you a more focused idea of what you want to achieve. So that's really helped me. So basically I would just write the words and just circle them. You know, you can color them, you can write them in different colors. So you know, that's very open-ended. This one is the double spread for the vision board. So again, you know, cutting out classic style, cutting out clippings from magazines or searching images online that inspire you and gives you some well, not really incentive, but you know, a reminder, a visual reminder of what you want to focus on this month. So you know, that's playtime, this double spread. Now we go on to the weekly page here. I always have an affirmation for the week. It really helps me focus. So that's something I've used for really long time, affirmations, and they've made such a difference to me that I include them in my journals every time. Here, the week, I would put the week number and the dates the week corresponds to. I have priorities here, so you just list your priorities for the week. I have a weekly wellness chart here, and I shall refer back to, I'll speak about, you know, a little bit more in detail in a minute. And here I've got a blank one here for anything you want to focus. The way I use this is a weekly card. I always draw an oracle card or a tarot card for my week ahead. So this is where basically I would write it down, weekly card. And I would just put the deck I'm using, the name of the card, and any notes, any insights that come to me from that card, or any messages from the book if I'm reading the guidance book as well. Now we're going on to starting the dailies. So pretty straightforward, basically, 1 box per day. The top, I want to talk about the top bit here, basically. I've left it blank because there's many ways that you can use it. One way, I've got some copies here. It'll be a little bit clearer. One way you can use this is for your running tasks. So any tasks you do during the week that don't need to be done on a specific day, you would put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously I haven't done it very well, but you know, you get the gist, basically. It's just to show you an example here. You would write down your tasks. So let's say, I don't know, laundry, food shop, I don't know, repair, lights, anything you can think of. I tend to use it for my chores, I'm gonna have to say, but you can use it for anything. If you need to finish a project, for instance, let's say you need to finish it by the Saturday, but you know, to give you some lead time, you plan to do it on the Wednesday, then if I just put an example here, what I would do is I would put a dot on the day that I want to do it. Same, you know, laundry, food shop, repair lights, you know, just to give you an example. And on the day that I've actually done it, whether it's the day I planned or not, then you can just tick it. So let's say I was late to finish my project, so I did it on the Thursday. So that's just to give you an example of how you can use this. The way I use it is that I'm using the concept of core desired feelings by Danielle Laporte. She's done an amazing course on commune.com. I will put the link in the description so you can have a look. There's a 10-day free trial as well, and basically this course is about finding your core desired feelings and how to use them in your life to live a more fulfilled life. So instead of focusing on goals that are purely material, for instance, you focus on how you want to feel and what goals are going to make you feel that way. So the way that I would do it is core desire feelings, weekly connection. That's my title, that's what I use. I would list my core desired feelings here. So just to give you some example. I've got a few more, and the way that I would do it is for each core desired feelings, I'm gonna write down what I intend to do on that week to feel that way. So, like for instance, walks in nature, breathing, exercises, anything you know I can think of. Is I don't know, creative, artsy fun on the weekends, you know, just to grounded. Tree meditation, that's my go-to. I love that that meditation, imagining yourself as a tree and growing roots. I love this. So it's just, you know, to give you an example of how you can use this part of the planner of the dailies. Obviously here you've got 1 box for each day, and I've decided to put some categories here, so it's a little bit easier and clearer to organize your days. So I have work, home, personal, and obviously for each section, you know, you would just write down whatever you're planning to do on that day, or what you need to do on that day. This section here I keep for things quite general. So for instance, my work shifts. Basically I work the same hours more or less, but I like to say, you know, to write down if I'm working on that day, what times I'm doing. If there's for instance, a live class I have on that day that I want to do, then I would write it down. Anything like, you know, picking up prescriptions from the chemist or things like that, I would put here. And at the bottom, today's highlights, so just writing down a couple of things that happened during the day, or things that struck me, or and I'm grateful for, anything, you know, just filling that in. And basically you have that for each day. Now for Saturday and Sunday, I've kept the same format with work, home, personal, knowing that some people don't work on weekends. Personally, I don't work on weekends as well. So the way I would go around that is just to put a little sticker on top of work, or even like, you know, Tipex white out, and just write down another section, basically another area. So I could, you know, that could be family time or anything you like, basically. Right, so I'll talk a little bit about this little thing here, which refers to the wellness chart. Each day I would rate from 1 to 5, so 1 being really bad basically, and 5 amazing. I would rate each day how I felt emotionally, P, so physically, F, focus, how focused I was during the day, and J for joy. That's something really, really important to me, to focus and be mindful of joy. I find it makes a massive difference. And the way I do it is basically, as I said, rated from 1 to 5 for each day. And at the end of the week, I take my calculator, add them up for each one, and divide by 7. And that's where I would put my tick here, to whatever's the closest, basically. I find it quite a nice, easy graph to look at and reflect back on. You can really see the impact your days have and the events have on you, and it brings you a lot more awareness, I find, once you notice that, and brings you more intention to your days as well. You're a bit more on the lookout for joy, for instance, you know, or how you feel emotionally throughout the day. You can rather than go into a wave of emotions that take you only God knows where, you can have a little bit more mindfulness and catch yourself. So that's something that's really, really helped me a lot, this chart, and I wanted to include it for you, so you could have the opportunity to use it as well. Now, after the week is over, we have what I call a review plan section. I've been using it for about 2 years, and it's made a world of a difference to me. So it's over 3 pages, basically. The first half, the first 3 columns are the review part, and the last 3 are the planning part for the next week. So review week, so I would put the week number that's just ended, any things that happened, and anything that I did or achieved, started, not finished, not started. And again, I find these really useful, because if it's not started, do I really need to do it next week, basically? So that's how it works. Worked well, so achievement. Didn't work, so we'll not be using that again, basically. Grateful for, proud of, so it's quite self-explanatory. Self-care review, as well, as you'll see in the planning section. I have a self-care plan, so that's where you would review it, how well you did. The way that I like to do it is doing +1 and -1. So I'd start with +1 what I've done from my list that I intended to do, and -1 what I didn't do so well on. And I find that separating them is giving me a good idea of how well I did with my self-care. If I've got more minuses than pluses, then obviously I need to be more mindful and take better care of myself for the next week. But it's not, the minuses are not in any way a way of beating yourself up. It's a way of just making you notice how well you've done in taking care of yourself, and if you need to be more mindful and more gentle with yourself the week after. So it is really a compassionate practice. It is not getting the stick out and beating yourself up. Thank goodness. Now, last part of the review is how I felt this week and the week's lesson. So anything you've noticed, any things you've learned, that can go here, really valuable. Again, this part I have put blank for anything that you want to review, so that could be the focus you had on the weekly in the blank page here, see. So you could be reviewing that if you want to. The way I use it is for my core desired feelings review, so I call them CDFs review. So how well I actually did during that week with keeping up with living my core desired feelings. And again, that's something really useful to me. Now, the last part of it, I'm almost finished, I promise, is the planning the next week. So week number for the next week, obviously, how I feel about this new week, any events coming, any tasks that I really need to do that I've been procrastinating on. So do I feel nervous about it? How am I gonna go around that? Am I really excited about new projects or meeting up with family or friends? So it's a nice way to touch base with the next week, and not so much having expectations, but knowing what's in store before you start it, basically. So it's in a way, it's a good way to prepare yourself for the next week. So here, as I mentioned, self-care plan, so what I intend to do during the week to take good care of myself. This part here is goals for the week. So the way that I like to do it is color-coded. I love colors, absolutely love colors, and I find it really, really easy. So you get goals for the week here and actions required for goals here. And the way that I would do it is put number 1, the goal that I want to achieve, and here in the same color, 1, 2, 3, how many actions are required for that goal. I just put a line when I finish and pick another color to do the same for another goal as well. I find it that visually it's a lot easier for me to keep the goals separated, and easier for me to read them and know when I refer back during the week what I need to do for that particular goal. And obviously once I do it, I just tick, basically. Here I've got any insights for the next week. For instance, if you do any meditations or visualizations to prepare for your week, or again, the card of the week as well, if you do a card for the week, or if you do an end of week reading as well. So any insights you have from that, it can be any ideas that you've had that you want to explore in the new week. So it's very open-ended, this one. This one I want to feel, so obviously again, that links a little bit with my core desired feelings by Danielle Laporte. But depending on how the week has been, so for instance, let's say this week I haven't been really well, I've been coughing and things like that. So I know that next week I want to feel rested and restored. So I know that my focus then would be on healing. So again, focus, intention here, just a couple of words, just very brief, just to give you a guidance basically on what to focus on during your week. And then we're back on a new week. So the way that I've done this is that you get one color background for the first month. another color background for the second month, and a third color background for the third month there as well. So it makes it a little bit easier to separate the months as well. What I like to do is put some tabs as well with just washi tape, so I can separate the months as well. But yeah, so basically that's the new planner out on Amazon, and I hope that these ideas and these explanations made sense to you and inspired you to give it a go. And if you do, thank you very much. And I hope it helps you create your best life and organize your life so you can do the things that you want, rather than just feel that you're going with the flow and having no control. So thank you very much. All the best.